my name's Marc White. I work for a company called Optomany over in the UK. We're based out of Maidstone in Kent. The most valuable feature for me is it's a single pane of glass for all of my analysts in my team. It gives us a complete eyes and ears into what's going on within our environment. We run two separate installations. One's in our data center where we handle all of the sensitive data, and one's on the enterprise side. So it gives us a real good visualization of what's really going on. From my point of view, at an organizational level, we're able to get that insight into what users are doing, what our applications are doing, whether there's any untoward traffic coming in, whether the applications are misconfigured. And it's also used, dare I say, to tick a compliance box. So in the various guises that I've had over the years, I've been a LogRhythm customer for almost 10 years. And we've gone from multiple installations across 54 data centers globally into smaller setups. It's easy to install. It's pretty much as they say, it's out of the box, but it needs to be fed and watered on a daily basis. You do need a team to look after it, which I think is the same with any SIEM out there, but this is much easier to use. And because it's out of the box, you get the information you need within the first couple of hours. So in a previous role, we had an IT department that thought they could do everything and virtualization was the way to go. That definitely didn't work. In the current organization, we found the two instances are very, very scalable. Being able to get additional licenses for agents works well. Very, very easy to do. I'd say on the whole it's been fine. We've not had any issues with volume, with the system going down. There's a couple of tweaks that you get with all the systems. Patching time is always interesting, and when you want to do an upgrade, if you're going from a minor version, it's fine. If you're going from a major, then it's always good to use the autopilot services. In terms of the product, what really needs to improve is the metrics that you can get from it. We're all about mean time to detection, mean time to response, pulling those metrics out so I can put them into my KPI packs to present to the board. Everyone in a CISO role is having the same challenge. We've got multiple spreadsheets. Being able to leverage the SIEM to give us that information will be invaluable. The other area is Office 365. We're a cloud first as far as our enterprise goes, and what we lack at the moment is being able to pull that information into the SIEM. I understand, but that's coming, so we're looking forward to that. The feedback I get from the analysts in the team is the first line support is your traditional first line support there, log a call. We often get the responses in a timely manner. If it needs to be escalated, we've got good contacts within the wider organisation and it gets escalated from level 1 to level 2. Definitely don't have any issues there. It's nice to see that the vendor listens. If something does go wrong, then they're on the phone giving you the support that you need. Other vendors don't necessarily do that as quickly as LogRhythm. So if we go back 9 to 10 years, we had the advent of PCI, and the Standards Council says you need to use file integrity. The only real solution at the time was Tripwire. That's when I got introduced to Ross Brewer. So from that point, we knew this was the right solution. We wanted to gather the logs into a central place. With the new organisation that I've been in with now for 3.5 years, we spent 7 months looking at other solutions out there, looking at Splunk, looking at ArcSight. We did a trial, we stood them up next to each other. Straight away it was fairly evident that the LogRhythm application itself and the agent rollout was straight out of the box. Like I said, it needs feeding, watering every day, but in terms of being able to take the box, put it into your data center, getting it up and running, are definitely light years ahead of competition. It always comes down to cost, usability. I like to make sure that my analysts are hands-on when we look at these tools. What's the interface like? How easy is it to use? What's the after sales like? What's the tech support like? These are all things that we need to look at. And also, which operating systems do the agents run on? Can you integrate into all the hardware that you've got? What syslog feeds can it take? Can it take SMMP as well? So they've already made the decision to purchase. Probably the guidance that I give them is make sure that they draw out what they're looking to get from the solution. Make sure they have an inventory of hosts. Don't go all out, don't put everything on at once. As they said, don't try to boil the ocean at once. What are your critical hosts? Feed that information in first. Build case studies. What do you want to get from it? What are you looking for? And then work your way through. What I've done in the past is I've asked them to come over to our office and take a look at our implementation. I'm happy to share that information with others. Able to give them some case studies on what we found with Windows operating systems and some of the other hardware out there.